back to Bess with Bess, should I say, not at Bess, to Bess. Welcome back to You Create Art at Home for the second of our sessions this afternoon. We're going to do a quick draw, but today's quick draw is a little bit different. I reckon you could use this for an art project, a literacy project, or you could just use it for some kind of meditation. Art and words, art and literature are two things that are just beautiful. So I use, you can see I've got my art library behind me. I use an awful lot of books with all my art, and I use them for inspiration. So I know we've got the World Wide Web, and I know we've got images aplenty. But language and the construct of words is really interesting to get art to use for art. What I've done is, well, I'm not too precious with some books. So some books I would definitely not rip up, tear up and pull apart. But maybe you've got some books that got damaged. Maybe you've got some books from a charity shop and they've really seen better days. Maybe you got donated some books and you've read them or whatever. If they're those sort of books, then I often do tear them up and use the actual text, the illustrations. Some of you saw I've done a drawing where in one of my other videos where I drew a stag beetle on top of an encyclopedia page. So I do use books like that a lot. Likewise, you can see here I've got my letter stamps. These letter stamps sets, they seem expensive at the time when you buy them. I can't even remember how much this was because I bought this in England. But this one here is 10 years old, I should think. And then I've got, so this is my large letters, then I've got my mini letters. In addition to that, I will pick up little sets like this. You can see this one is one from Kmart. And actually I bought these second-hand off a Facebook, buy and sell site. And then I bought these second-hand as well. And the great thing about these stamps, they've got lovely images and words, and they don't date. So, whether you're making an Easter card or whatever, once you've got one that says Happy Easter, you can use it a million times. Happy Easter, Merry Christmas, says Celebrate. They're fantastic and they're great for the kids. I use my stamps in clay. I use them in so many different forms of art. So they're a great printmaking tool. Yes, you can use, styrofoam and you can use screen printing, both of which I have here at the studio. But when children are experimenting with print and form, stamping sets are a great alternative. All you need is a little ink pad, and if you get a pad like this, then you can continue to add extra ink when it dries out. The small ones that you get in the sets tend to dry out really quickly, but again, just go to a newsagent's or an art store or something like that and get a bottle of black Indian ink, and you can just pour a little bit in there and they last for forever. So it's a really great accessory to a kid's art kit. So I've got a page here which I have enlarged for you, and to be honest, it's a page out of one of my marketing books which says, I think it was a digital marketing book, and I just flick like this and I picked out a page. I've now enlarged it on my photocopier at home, so I'm just going to set the two pages up so that they overlay. That's the page and that's it there. So if I just trim that sentence. Oh, I've picked up the left-handed scissors. Let's get rid of them, I'm not left-handed. Alright, that's better. It's funny, left-handed scissors, you feel like you're not cutting right. So we're going to lay that one, where does it go? In the organisation. So it's going to go there. So I'm just going to get some glue. I'm going to stick that page on top. And I only have an A4 printer at home, so I couldn't print it out on A3, but I wanted to make it larger for you guys. So I'm just going to print it over the top, stick it over the top there. And I like, these shadows that you get on photocopies, I love that. I love all that. Now I want it to have a really cool edge, so I'm just going to tear the side of my paper. Daisy, I picked up a piece of black card somewhere. Could you grab it for me, love? Thank you. Daisy's just doing her art homework for school, aren't you? Yeah. helping out here at the studio today. And she's doing her homework as well, which is good. All right, so I'm just tearing this. Why? Well, because I think it just looks a little bit more interesting than a plain old piece of paper. And torn edges are quite cool. And I'm just going to tear across the bottom, letting a bit of that grey show. And then I'm going to tear across the top. All right, so I'm going to get rid of all those teary bits. Those bits I probably wouldn't keep. And I'm going to stick it on a nice piece of black. And this is to give it a really nice dramatic, you don't have to do this, maybe you've got a page in a book that you could, you know, in a sketchbook that you might want to stick it. So I'm just going to stick it on that, I'm just going to trim around the outside, and then we are good to set to go. Now this technique you may have done before. It's called negative poetry. And negative poetry is about looking at the text. It's used quite a lot in therapy and meditation sessions. You look at your text and you pick out what you want to use as your heading, and then you look very quickly, quietly, you look through your text and you pick out words that you think are relevant to your header. Now, I'm going to make this about me. And I decided I was going to make it about me, and I asked my 3 children to give me 3 words that summed me up. And my eldest son said strong, so I've got my letters there to go for strong. Yeah. My youngest son said cute, and my daughter said I always smile. So I've got one of the ones off here, and she actually said happy, but I didn't have a happy, so I'm using smile. So they're the things that I'm going to embellish my art with later. So the first thing I'm going to do with a pencil, I might have to sharpen that one a little bit. Oh, my drawing of Yoda yesterday has got that one a bit. Is I'm just going to look at this first sentence, and I'm going to see what stands out to me. All right, I'm going to get another pencil because, yeah, that'll do. Okay, I'm looking at this piece here. Which piece of the puzzle are you? Now, I'm going to put it upside down. Once you find the sentence that you want to keep, because you're going to blacken a lot of this out. So I like the word puzzle. Straight away, I love the word puzzle. Why? Because I think I can be quite puzzling. No, because I think in this COVID-19 situation, at the time we're at now, we are in quite a puzzling time, aren't we? We're not really sure what the future holds. Certainly the future is going to be very different than what we've got right now. And certainly my business, look, I have never done online teaching before in my life. And so I'm learning a new part of the puzzle. So I think that's really good for me. So I am going to use that as my heading. So I'm going to go around which bit of the puzzle, which piece of the puzzle are you? So that's the piece I'm going round with my marker, just using a texter pen. Okay, then you kind of skip through it with your eyes, and you want to pick out words that you think match your heading. So in this case, this is a piece of art about me, about Bess. Okay, and I am quite strong, quite willful, quite quirky, quite loud, but very happy, full of energy, quite smiley. That is me. I'm very determined, very focused. So when I think of myself, they're the sort of words I'm looking for. So straight away, I can see the word results focused. That is definitely me. So I go round the word results focused. I quite like, in my second paragraph, I mean, this says, Pippa is a search engine marketing specialist, part of her digital team that feeds into the marketing unit at her company. So you can see it's a very dull text, but I quite like the word search engine. So search engine, as we all know in the internet, is a tool that we type in to find things. Well, maybe I'm a search engine for art. I like the idea of that. I'm looking around, straight away I see dedicated to her role. That is definitely me. I am definitely dedicated to all of you lot and giving creativity. I can see, so it reads, Pippa is dedicated to her role and takes pride in hitting her targets. I definitely love that word, pride. I am a very proud woman. I have a very proud family and a very proud heritage. I'm Cornish through and through. So just skip the reading. Pippa could not tell you what her immediate boss's targets involved. No. Doesn't involve a lot. What the overall, yes, I like this. What the overall division is trying to achieve. Those 3 words, trying to achieve. That is definitely me. I try, you know what? I'm not perfect. I am never going to, I don't think, turn you into the next Leonardo da Vinci, and that's not my aim. My aim is to inspire you, to engage with you, to hope that you really find that anything, even a boring piece of marketing text, can be creative. So, trying to achieve. I'm going to put a ring around that. Is there anything else? Here we go. Good, consistent job. Yeah, I would say I am good and consistent. Although I'm a little bit. I make a difference. Well, I've been told that my art classes definitely are making a difference. Thank you very much. Which is lovely. I like to achieve a goal. I do. I don't know what my goal is at the moment. Probably getting my children and my husband and my family through COVID-19 and not losing one of them, and financially staying in the right direction so that we can sort of rebuild the future. Reach your potential. Absolutely, that's a lovely line. Why? Well, I don't think we, even at age 48, which is what I am, I don't think I've fully reached my potential. No way! You're kidding me! My target is out there. I'm just starting on this random crazy online journey. Watch me. Gonna get bigger, gonna get viral. I've no idea what viral means, but I like saying it. Okay, I think I'm at the bottom of the page. So, you can see I have highlighted round which piece of the puzzle are you. And then I put there, results focused, search engine, dedicated to her role, price, trying to achieve the goal, good, consistent, makes a difference, reach your potential. Do you know what? For the next job, if I ever apply for a normal job again, I say normal as in somebody paying work somewhere, this might be my CV. I quite like the idea of this, don't you? What a great idea. Okay, now, because the title that I picked out is which piece of the puzzle are you, I want some sort of imagery on here. So I think I'm going to draw a piece of puzzle. Now I'm going to draw it in pencil. So I'm going to draw some puzzle pieces, like a jigsaw puzzle, which is very apt for where we are in COVID-19, because everybody's been going nuts for jigsaw puzzles, haven't they? Everybody's been doing them. We haven't actually done it. Oh, we did do one, didn't we, Daisy? But
oh yeah,
I've just done that shape too weird. Daisy picked it up. How many pieces did it have?
5,000, I think.
5,000.
Oh no, 500.
500. And I'm not sure that Daisy has done a jigsaw puzzle probably since she was like in prep or something. And when she got all the pieces out and then decided that she would start and realised, wow! Pass it to me, let me show them. This is Daisy's homework she's doing. I'll just show you because it's so cool. She has to repurpose and recollage something. So, and she has to have a theme. So she really liked this picture that she did of herself in the garden with the big trees, with the big plants. And she actually pictured herself hiding through behind the leaves. So she's now got some more magazines, cut up some texture, some funky boots, and she's creating a whole colour palette of collage, which then she's going to take a photograph and she's going to draw into. That's awesome, Daisy. Well done. Love it. Okay, so I've done my puzzle piece. I think I'll have another one over here. So I was saying, yeah, Daisy started to do the puzzle, and when she had done, I'm going to go really behind that word there. That might look quite good. When she'd been down there for like 3 hours and she'd only done about 10 pieces, she realised that
It wasn't 3 hours, it was like half an hour.
It took her forever. And she's like, Mom, this is a nightmare. I'm like, yeah. And even when actually she first said she was going to do it, I thought, yeah, I can see what's going to happen here. I'm not a puzzle person. I'm sorry. I know there's big puzzle people out there, and I take my hat off to you. As you can probably tell from my art lessons, I just don't have the concentration. I like the creativity of it, but it's just too slow for me. It takes too long. Got too much energy, people. Got too much energy. All right, I want to use a grey pen. Have I got a grey pen in here? Actually, why not use pink? So this is my, like, remember I did the kit with just the kids, what was in there. Oh, I have got a grey. I did a kit with what was in their desks at home. So I want to just show that you can just use whatever you've got. So, and it's got toilet rolls. If you look at one of my other videos, you'll see the little make I did on this, which is why it looks a bit DIY, and I like it like that. Art should be accessible to everyone. Right, this puzzle piece, I'm looking for a darker pencil. Hang on, HB. I thought I had a deeper pencil. Where's my HB from yesterday gone, Daisy? Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm going to shade this puzzle pencil, piece of puzzle, just in with a lovely grey tone. So I want to still be able to see the words in behind. This one here, I'm going to do some lines across it. Again, so you'll still see the words hiding in behind, and I'm going to go both ways to get a bit of texture. And this one here, I'm going to do in circles. So I'm going to do a pattern of circles. Really, so it has a different texture than the rest of the book. And then for many, many years, so I used to work at Bodmin College in Cornwall in the art department, and I wore this smock. And when I was at university, I wore this smock. This is a fisherman's smock from the Cornish fishermen in England, in Cornwall. And it's very much my calling card, the pink smock. So pink is a good colour for me. So I think I'm going to go round my letters with a little bit of pink. Just some of them, just to give a bit of colour to my artwork.
And then that.
Say again?
That painting there, the pink smock word. In pink?
Yeah, I've got a picture up there. So when I left Bodmin College, the art department teachers all made a beautiful picture for me, which one of the words is actually, that's a letter-based art piece. Show them, Daisy. I'm going to take the camera down and show them, because that's actually illustrating exactly what we're talking about, isn't it? That literature makes amazing art. Daisy will just take you over and show you, and you'll see that one of the words, they asked all of the children in a sixth form and everyone else what words reminded them of me, one of which I think says big boobs or somewhere, doesn't it? Kind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Somewhere.
Anyway, we digress. Okay, so once you've done your highlighted areas, the next thing is to get a big texter, like one of these great big black felt pens, and you are going to, there's a couple of other things I'm going to do before I do the black, is I want to add in my stamping. So I'm going to add in my stamping where there's some space on the text. So where I've got a paragraph area, that's where I'm going to stamp. So the first one I'm going to do is cute. And what's lovely about this is that you get different kind of lettering. I'm just going to use a bit of scrap of paper. Often it's worth trying it first so that it doesn't smudge. I'm going to put that one right there. Like that. And then I'm also going to put it coming in sideways, like that. I like this one, flower. Daisies and sunflowers are my favourite flowers, and my daughter is called Daisy because she was due on my wedding day, and I had daisies for my wedding. So that's why Daisy is called Daisy.
J.N. Hurst, you are bubbly and inspiring me.
Thank you, thanks Jade. I'm glad I'm bubbly and inspiring. I am what I am. I'm very Marmite or Vegemite in Australia. I am what I am. I can't pretend to be anything else. Okay, I'm going to put one more. Do you think 3 flowers? Maybe 3 is enough.
Yeah.
3 is enough. They say, don't they, that when you're doing internal design, you always hang things in 3. Right, I'm going to put strong here, S. Let's hope there's enough room.
S is the same as Skittles. That's probably how they print Skittles.
You think?
Maybe.
Now, the lovely thing I love about these stamps is who cares if they don't go on a straight line. So kids, you'll love this. You want them to be a little bit quirky and a little bit wobbly. Oh, I can't get G in. People, I can't get G in.
Strong. Strong.
But I'm strong about that. I think people will understand that that says strong, so I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to actually repeat it, but I'm going to repeat it where half of it is off the bottom. S. T. R. Where's the O, Daisy Vessel? O. So this is our beautiful artwork using literature. And like I said to you, hang on, that's going to, did I do that the right way? Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm doing it upside down, so I'm making sure that I can read it. This is, like I said, a piece of marketing text. This is just from a marketing book. Okay, now, because that is black and we are going to black out all of the rest of it, I'm just going to go round those printed areas with my pencil so that you have a tone of grey before we put the black round it, okay? So I'm just, all of these printed areas, I'm just going to go round with a nice tone of grey. Okay, then I'm going to put a line around those 2. And we've nearly done! This is going to go up in my studio for sure. You never know how it's going to turn out because it depends on the bit of text that you use. So until you start, you just do not know what it's going to look like. Ooh. So I'm just using a big fat permanent marker. And what will end up, I need to go around the around my flowers. And what you end up with is this piece of art that you've created, which just leaves out the negative areas. The rest of it is all gone away. And you just see this fabulous piece of art. We do this quite a lot. Schools do this a lot with kids with poetry because children really struggle to understand the constructs of poetry. And I don't know why, because poetry is a very beautiful thing. And if anybody is in my friendship group, they know that when there's a special birthday comes up, I often write a poem. Not very good at the trendy poems, I'm more kind of a rhyming kind of girl. But I do like a drop of poetry. When hubby and I were dating many moons ago, when we were 14, we used to write poetry, or I used to write poetry to him, and he wrote the lyrics of songs on the back of my envelopes, because amazingly, children, we actually used to write to each other and post them. That's what people did back then. And as you know, song lyrics are, at the end of the day, poetry, aren't they? These pens are running out. I use these black marker pens an awful lot in art, an awful lot, because you can paint over the top of them. Okay, so I'm nearly done the top bit. I'm hoping Daisy's going to come back in a minute and give me some more pens. So when things like this run out, I do not throw them away. How many times do I say that, children? Don't throw them away. I break this pen open and I pull out the ink and like like over in there behind me, all of those watercolours that I've made there are all made with textures that have lost their colour when you're textures, felt tip pens, when you're using them like this one, and you think they've got no ink left, they actually have a lot of ink. They just, if you put them in water, the ink will all come out, and then you've got a beautiful array of watercolours. Much softer than a paint watercolour, really, really, really iridescent, beautiful colours. Make amazing paints when you want to do beautiful greetings cards or something like that. So my students always like turning up at the art studio because they're never sure what crazy idea Karen's come up with. And I usually find a way of repurposing and re-engineering something. I'm a big believer in it, you know. I think, you know, the world's in the terrible state it is because we're such a throwaway society. We never think about what things can be used. And that's why I'm not precious about using books in my art. You know, there's so many, how many times do you see books thrown away or, you know, unwanted books at the charity shops, and people just don't read like that anymore. And I'm going to hold my hand up. I'm a digital reader. You know, I've got a Kindle and I read with my book club. I either use audio books so that when I'm painting I use an audio book, or I'm using a digital book. So I do understand that. However, there's something stunning about literature, isn't there? About the fact that somebody's taken their time, written it, it's been printed. Especially beautiful books that have got illustrations. Absolutely love it. Alright, I'm nearly there. Takes a bit of time. Nearly finished. I'm just going to turn it up the other way. I had 3 pens, Daisy, and they all ran out of black.
Oh.
I was waiting for you to come back to get me some more.
I'll get you some more.
I've got about 50 over there.
Yeah.
It's okay using a regular texter, but obviously it's going to take longer to colour in like this one is now because the nib is a bit...
Oh, you want thick ones?
Thank you, Daisy.
You're welcome.
Nearly at the bottom. This is why people use this a lot in meditation, because it does take a little while to colour in. So let's say you've got a student or a child that's struggling maybe with anxiety or concerned maybe about their homeschooling and falling behind. Something like this is a beautiful, you know, light a candle, put your incense burner on, or just sit outside and breathe the fresh air. Give them a piece of text, explain what they need to do, and put some music on in the background maybe, and just let them really get into it. You don't have to use black, but obviously black is a really strong finish. They could colour it in different colours if you don't have a black. I'm sure it would be exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same. The principle's the same, just have a slightly different finish. But it's a very thought-provoking, meditative, relaxing. Colouring in is relaxing anyway, isn't it? And there is my, oh, just got a little bit there to do, in around my puzzle piece. This is my literature-inspired art piece, which literally, every time I do it, it's going to be very different, because it's completely come from whatever I've seen on the page. So that is the final art piece, and it becomes a poetry itself. So you can see, which piece of the puzzle are you? Results focus, search engine, dedicated to her role, pride, trying to achieve, good consistent, achieve the goal, make a difference, reach potential. Strong, strong, cute. I think that looks really nice, and that the design work is a couple of puzzles. You could do all sorts of stuff. If you've got one of those white gel pens, you could draw white over the top of the black to get some extra design element in. I might do that and take a photograph, and then you'll see the finished thing. But I'm really pleased with that. I love the white torn edge as well. I think that looks really nice on the black background. Have a play, enjoy, have a good go with things like that. The last piece today of art on construction is at 5 o'clock, and we're using construction, cardboard and Zentangling to create a sculpture. All right, see you then. Bye.